Competition. Should you compete with other people? Should you compete with yourself? Is it important to have competition in your life? And that's a very argued and controversial topic now. We have a lot of schools, for example, where there's no longer a competition to win or lose, it's just participation. But here's a great question. If I never compete against somebody else, or if I never compete against myself, how will I know that I'm getting better? How will I know how skilled I am? How will I know how good I am at what I do? So whether it's a chess competition or a spelling competition or a sporting competition or in business, obviously life is about competition. So if you're in business, you're competing with other people that do the same thing that you do. In sport, you're competing with other people that do the same thing that you do. And it tells you whether you're getting better at what you do or you're staying the same or getting worse. Now, one of the interesting things about there's two kinds of sporting competition, for example, where you do an individual sport versus a group sport or a team sport. I hate team sport, and the reason for that is if I play really well and we lose, I don't like it. If I play really badly and we still win, I get no pleasure in that because I know that I could have done better. So I'm the kind of person that I'm constantly competing with myself. Every single day, I've got a list of things where I'm competing. I want to get better than yesterday. I want to learn more. I want to do more. I want to get fitter. I want to get stronger. And I'm constantly putting myself under competition with myself. I'm, however, standing in my husband's office, and it's full of trophies and medals and achievements of his competition in a individual sport, because yes, he's a martial artist, but also when he goes with a country, as a New Zealander or as an Australian, to another country to compete, they're competing as a team. So they want the whole team, the New Zealand team to win or the Australian team to win. So he's got the best of both worlds. But ultimately, his competition is to prove that he's getting better. And one of the things he loves, because he always goes to every competition fully prepared. He's fit, he's strong, he's mentally tough, he's ready to go. And often in a subjective sport like martial arts where there's judges, he doesn't win. It doesn't matter how good he is, he just doesn't win. And we always have a bit of a joke. If you go to Argentina, for example, and you compete with Argentinians with Argentinian judges, it's very unlikely that you're going to win. But he goes anyway, knowing that he probably won't win. He doesn't go because he wants to win a medal or because he wants to win a trophy. He goes because he wants to compete with himself. He wants to see how he's going on the world stage. So there's a lot of parents now they're not taking their children to competition, or they don't want their children to compete with other people. Or we have a lot of now on social media where I don't want to compete with another person, whether it's by the way I look or the kind of clothes I wear or the kind of house I live in or the kind of car that I drive. But what if we take the competition from other people away and we just want to get better ourselves? And how would you know that you're getting better if you don't compete with other people? And that's from a sporting point of view, and that's obviously from a business point of view. How do you know that your product or service is good if you don't have any competition? Now, the beautiful thing about business is people who are in business love the competition, because now you know that your product or service is getting better because you have to compete on price, you have to compete on quality, you have to compete on customer service, which means you've got to force yourself to get better. If you didn't have any competition, that's what happens to a lot of businesses. If they don't have any competition, they tend to stay the same and they don't get any better. So it's just something to consider. If you want to get better, stronger, fitter, tougher, wiser at anything, could it be a really good idea not to compete with other people because you want to be better than somebody else, but because you want to be better yourself, you want to keep getting better as a human being, you want to put yourself up against other people, up against other businesses, up against other sporting teams to see how you're getting better. So there's we have a bit of a giggle at our house because my husband competes with other people. I've run 21 marathons, and it's never entered my mind that I would win a marathon because that's not how I'm built. But every time I've run a marathon, I've aimed to get better than last time. Go faster, have a different mental toughness headspace, beat whatever challenge I'm under at the moment, and to be better than I was last time. So it's never been about winning the marathon or winning a medal or winning a trophy for running a marathon. It's always been about how can I get better as a runner every time I go into a competition. So technically I'm competing with other people, but I'm not. I'm just competing with myself. So there's the great question. Do you want to get better? Do you want to get stronger, fitter, tougher, wiser? And how would you know that you are if you don't? which is one of the reasons why, of course, all of the fitness devices, the fitness trackers have become so popular. Because yes, you can compete with other people, but ultimately you're competing with yourself. How many calories am I burning? How many steps did I do? What's my resting heart rate? How much sleep am I getting? It's a track for, I'm competing with myself, so I know that I'm getting better. Now, I don't like using a fitness tracker because I just like to enjoy my exercise, and I know that if I've lifted heavier than last time, I'm stronger. If I'm going as hard as I possibly can, then I know that I'm getting fitter. So I don't use a fitness tracker, but I get why people use them, because they're a competition with yourself. And of course, with most fitness trackers, you can compete with other people in the world as well. So what would the world be like without competition, I think, is a really good question. I think we need it to get better. And if you want to get better, could it be a really good idea to put yourself into competition, not because you want to beat other people, but because you want to get better yourself? Could that be a good idea? So you can live your life to the max as a better, stronger, fitter, tougher, wiser person. Live your life to the max. Woohoo!